back. Server just reset. I think we should be greeted by a pretty beautiful sunrise. When the server resets, it starts at like, I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, right as the sun's coming up. Yeah, this should be pretty. Left engine. Turn on my screens. We should have a really pretty sunrise here, guys. Let's get a load out. Air to air. Three of these. We'll do 3 of these. We'll do 2 of these. We'll do 4 of these. Chop some fuel. We'll go 1,000 pounds under because I don't want to be too crazy heavy. Looks good.
Request refueling.
Could start up our red engine now.
Request rearming.
Let's take off trim. That stuff's good. That stuff's good. So uncage this. Turn down our RWR. Where's that? There you are. Oh gosh, this music. I'm sorry. We're gonna change this up. Yeah.
Refueling complete.
Two minutes till CD is aligned.
Rearming complete.
this song right here. It's gonna make a lot of sense. Thanks, Bonkers. You too, man. I love when the server restarts, and here's why. Wait for it. Look at the sunrise. We'll fly around on that in a second. Center zoom. Alright, 3.9 and wait for it. 4.0. Okay, sweet. Nav, EGI, radar altimeter, and EAC armed. Oh, I gotta get my overlay up. Come here, how are you? So. Search traffic myth A10C, taxi to runway 244, takeoff into this beautiful, beautiful sunrise. Go ahead and uncage our collision lights and start those up. And we can go ahead and get rid of that. Nobody's coming that way. Let's go ahead and function hack. Oops, nope. Clear. Function hack. Change that to our ground speed. Yeah. Yeah. Great. So those MiGs are in the direction of the sunrise at 03 and 06. Hold short of 24. Check traffic on the F10 map before we go anywhere. Clear. That guy's taxiing behind us. Yeah. Subject traffic myth A10C, taking runway 24 for takeoff. Straight up Tango. Flaps full down. I say Tango on the radio as like a thanks, but it's actually more syllables than thanks. And fighter pilots use that as like a reference for something else. Turn nose while staring off. Gotcha. I'll turn that down. Sorry about that. How's that? What was that master caution for? Why did I just lose my right engine? What is going on? Why? Oh, what the fuck? That. Yes. Oh man. That was special. I'm sorry. Luckily, you were the only one here to see that, except for IROC and Recoil. Oh God. So I have no idea what happened. Yeah. All right. So I gotta make sure we're doing this proper here. P start this. Turn these on. Turn that on. Turn our oxygen on. Our pitot heat. And when that hits hundo, let's get our loadout ready. There's that. There's that. There's that. There's Alright, so now we're back to where
Request
we were.
refueling.
With loadout,
Request rearming.
turn that on. Let's start our
Copy.
left engine. Fuel pumps are on. DCS trim is on. Radios on. That was so freaking weird. I don't know why my right engine just died on me on takeoff. That was funky. That's good. Taxi light. Uncage. And the collision lights. It's on the internet. It's over the public. Oh no. And maybe, you know what? I like that. A bird flew into it. That's what I'm sticking with. We're going to be going to waypoint 8. I've already decided. It's the air to ground easy. It's to the north.
Refueling complete.
And it should be a relatively short jump. Starting up our right engine. So now it's not as a pretty sunrise. I could have been up and where it was all red and pink, and now it's just gold and white. Oh, boring now. So that's good, that's good. Hudson River landing the other day. Right? I think I remember seeing the security camera that's overlooking the Hudson, or it's like one of the news
Rearming
cameras or
complete.
whatever that they've used for weather. I remember seeing that footage. It's pretty intense. It's like, just, I wouldn't want anyone, like you said, man, I wouldn't want any other pilot flying my plane. Imagine the years of hours that guy's accumulated. Alright, so engines are both running. Strong. Feels good. Let's test our fuel. Fuel test is good. Loading is complete. DCS. U. Go back to what we were doing earlier. 2G12s. CCIP. Auto lays. 15 seconds. I hear a helicopter. Save that. Go to C97s. CRP. Save that. And go back to the missiles. Turn those on. Go back to the stats. Oh my gosh, right? I couldn't. Now, I do have, so I got 22 hours on my pilot certificate. I stopped trying to learn how to fly real airplanes when my money ran out to do so. So I tried to.
Traffic, 726 taxi, runway 20 via Sierra Kilo.
I tried to extend the amount of hours that I had, or I could get by getting into sailplanes. And so I've got 3 hours in a glider. I don't remember which kind. Pull out my logbook and look it up, but a little 2-seater. But it was really crazy. The very first time I went up in a glider, I had this old guy as a flight instructor. And he was sitting behind me, and so I was sitting up front. So I had to pull the cable or the tow release and all that fun stuff, which, you know, wasn't hard.
Sochi traffic, IROC 480, taxiing runway 20 via Sierra Kilo with information Alpha, Sochi.
Alright, they're taking off 20. Why? It's weird. They're in A10s too. What's he bringing with him? One Maverick, 2 GBU-12s. Oh, boy's got like 2 Mavericks and 2 GBU-12s. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Maybe. I mean, I'm not trying to take out like the whole entirety of the forces, but I feel like I could bring more than that. Oh yeah, so totally got sidebarred. So flight instructor was this old guy, and right after I pulled the cable release to let go of the tow plane, it got really quiet, and it was just amazing. I had to say something. I was like, well, wow, it's really crazy how quiet it gets up here. Because when you're getting towed by the tow plane, you know, it's louder. You know, it's not quiet for sure, but it's not like ear-piercing loud either. But you know, once the tow plane once you let go of the tow plane, it gets significantly quieter.
Set traffic 016 and 480 crossing 24 and Sierra.
And so I mentioned it, you know, I was like, oh man, it's really crazy how quiet it gets up here. And the old flight instructor was like, I like it that way. Ooh, okay then. Yeah. I decided that he wasn't going to be my flight instructor after that. I picked a younger chick. She was a lot friendlier, but only flew 2 more hours before I decided that, you know, it just wasn't going to happen for me.
Set traffic, Firebird 016 plus 1, taking off runway 20.
Why are they taking off runway 20? Well, I'm gonna follow them because that's what lemmings do. I'm not gonna follow this jet. I'm gonna follow the A10s because I want to be cool like them. Of course, he's gonna probably be a dick and just start rolling right away. Soji traffic met the A10C holding short runway 20 for takeoff. See, why would you cut in line like that? They're all lined up. See, they're all cool. Those 2 guys are part of the 107th, the guys who own the server. They got lots of hours, I'm sure. We're gonna stop and give them some space. There they go. 2 bar zoomed out. Throttle forward, flaps down full, brakes release, point straight down the runway, straight down the runway, straight down the runway. Soji traffic, Myth A10C, rolling, runway 24 for takeoff, runway 20 for takeoff. Turn off our nose wheel steering.
Soji traffic, Captain, distinguish opponent, hold short runway 20.
Alright, my right engine isn't going on fire this time, we're good. Maybe they turned on random failures for the server. Gear is up, flaps are up to 10. We are going to waypoint 8. Let's get that dialed in now. That's to the right. Pretty sunrise. Soji traffic Myth A10C.
Altitude,
turning right
altitude.
To go northwest, waypoint 8, rolling 254 for air to air. Runway 20. Announcing my intentions, letting people know what I'm doing, where am I going. And we're up. Beep, 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 80 miles to target. Let's look at that sunrise. That single cloud underneath it, like a little hat. Sombrero or whatever. Pyramid. It's pretty. Rudy Raid! Hi, Rudy. So let's go ahead and turn on our path hold autopilot, so that way we can, Hi, welcome. Fox Mulder, I love you in the X-Files, I believe. so let's go ahead and make sure our targeting pod is turned on. We arm our laser, master arm, and gun, why not? And on this screen, let's check our Mavericks, they're aligned, and let's get our targeting pod. It's lining up right now. Let's check our TAU page. Soy. Zoom out. So there's that 2 flight of A10s right there. They're probably also heading over to waypoint 8. Show you here on the map. There they are. See, that's IROC. I know him. He's pretty cool. And Recoil. I don't think I've messed with him too much. I think he's yelled at me once. They're both part of the 107th. And let's see. There they are. This is them. Flying all cool. And then here's me. Kind of, you know, chugging along. Yeah, they're back at like this angle. Anyways, excuse me. Wow, welcome everyone. So I'm playing DCS World multiplayer on the Through the Inferno SoCal server. I am in a A10C with, let's see, I have 2 CBU 97s and 4 GBU 12s, as well as 6 Maverick AGM 65 Deltas. Lots of boomsticks to make things go. Target pod that's almost aligned. Once looks like the screen goes black, that's when the target pod's aligned. There we go. That's sunrise though. Alright, so top right, EWRS, the early warning radar system, is letting us know that there is a pair of MiG-23s at 345, so bearing 345, which is like that way. 66 miles heading 102. So check the map real quick. Go like this. Alright, so we know that 345, and they're like 60 miles. Let's move this. 5, like 66. And we know that they're going 106. So they're going like that way. So we're going up to this waypoint. Yep, to that waypoint. They're up here, but they're going this way. But that's not to say that they won't flip around and, you know, pinch my face. We don't need to climb to a crazy high elevation either. Honestly, 5,000 is probably good. So turn off autopilot path hold, swap that over to altitude and heading, turn that back on. Let's point to the target and fly through this cloud. Real quick, targeting pod's aligned, so we're going to put that to air ground mode, and then we're going to slave all of our sensors up to, you saw that, they all went right there to the waypoint. So now all of my stuff is looking at waypoint 8. Mavericks and my targeting pod, which is kind of nice. It's so fluffy, I want to die. See, not to look directly into the sun, but that's just great. So that hill is in between us and the target. So that whole thing about me saying maybe we should stay nice and low, well, we could do that, or we could come up this way, right? Because this ridge line right here is blocking our line of sight. If we come up this way, we'll still have 20 miles to target. So we need to turn left, come to heading 315. It's just a smidge. Just a smidge. Just like that. Now, as you can see, this ridge line that's blocking our line of sight to the target, we're going to shoot to the pass. We don't have to pass to the left. Alright, buddy. Bye. Wonderful time. Yeah, you know, we'll, and then we'll blow some stuff up, and Big Rudy will miss out. Sorry, bud. Do a really cool flyby. That just looks deadly. That's pretty. That's just pretty. Alright, sorry. Go back into the cockpit. Yeah, it really is. You know, they're going to keep adding aircraft that have their own capabilities, and ultimately that can do the same stuff that the A10 can, and better. You know, like the A10 is really limited by its speed, but it's just got so many redundant systems. That's what makes it so beastly. You know, like it can take a few hits. Got a it's a 20-minute highlight, but I took a missile, lost an engine, and then all of my systems. So this screen was black. I didn't have any HUD, that was gone, and that screen was black. Like all of those were lighting up, screaming at me, and I managed to. Oh, it can carry so much ordnance. And I managed to land it with well, the wheels were gone, but the sticks of the landing gear were still there. But made a successful emergency landing and was able to rearm, repair, refuel, and get back over the air after taking a missile. But no, air-to-air is my weak spot. Let's see, bearing 025, so off to the right, 41 miles, and they're still heading 102. So they're still heading away from me. I'm moving closer to them. Yeah, I've loaded this thing up with lots and lots of stuff to make it as heavy as possible. It flies like a brick shithouse, though. Yeah, I mean, that's the, like we saw that other guy, he had like 2 Mavericks and like 2 GBU-12s, but I guarantee that dude will be able to outmaneuver a lot of things because of, you know, he's going a little bit slower than these jets, and he can just flip around little circles around on them. But he can't get behind them because they're just going to zoom off. But at least it'll give him a chance to fire a heater, you know. I've got a pair of heat-seeking missiles, the AIM-9s, just in case. And I have managed to, I've managed to get a couple of air-to-air kills in the A10 with those. You should check them out. I got, at least one of them is a highlight on the stream. A minute-long highlight. I was so stoked because it was the first air-to-air kill I got on stream, and I was in the A10. It's a lot of fun. Alright, so we're getting spiked by a friendly F-18. Alright, that's fine. Now over here we can see the target area. Nice. So let's go ahead and switch to white hot. And let's zoom in. So they're still down a little hill right there, CCDTV. So you can see how the smoke's cut off. We can't see the base of the smoke. That's because it's at the base of a hill there. So we can either go higher to try to see above it, or we can maneuver around it to see from a different angle to see into the target area. And I'm going to go with option B to maneuver around because I don't want to pop up too high because of those enemy jets that are 40 miles in that ish direction. That, I don't think that's them. I think the enemy jets are at like 10,000 feet. So what's IFF? I don't know what IFF means. Identify friendly info. Okay, gotcha. Oh no, he's well, I mean, he's still pinging me a little bit, right? So that's what that diamond means, right? That the diamond means that it's a priority threat. The half circle means that it's the most recent contact. That little chevron means that it's an air contact. But I mean, like, it's not like there's any enemy A10s flying around out here. I don't really fly the fast movers. Like I said, I've got the F-18 and I've got the Harrier, but I've got like 0 time in the Harrier and maybe a handful of hours in the F-18. Like I can get the F-18 started up. I can get get it landed. I've taken off and landed at a carrier a good amount of times, but nothing to call anywhere near proficient. Gotcha. So it's just everything on his end. I ain't gotta do nothing. Alright, so we're moving around. Target area is 50 degrees off the nose. So we should be able... There it is. A little bit of red smoke. Alright, alright. So I'm thinking if we push up to this area, we can pop up, shoot our Mavericks at anything that's important, and then dip back down and still be able to continue on. Sorry, I'm using all of my monitors. You guys can only see the center one. And continue along this way and use this terrain here to mask myself on the SAM sites. So instead of turning right and like I was just doing, we're turning. Let's go. I was turning left. Let's turn right. Wide radar scan. Yeah. That's probably it. Again, I'm not too sure. I've never really derped around. That was my issue, was learning the radar systems and how to operate them in those fast movers. Where is it? 20 degrees, so it should be up here. There it is. So that means that we should start seeing a couple of things here. Let's make everything go back to the waypoint. There it is. There's going to be radar. No, this is the easy, airground easy, so there's going to be at least one SAM site here, maybe two. Nothing too nuts, so...
Warning, autopilot.
Yeah, let's climb, because if this is... I totally forgot this is the airground easy. So we're going to climb and then find the SAM site. Yeah. Well, I know how to use the, okay, hold on, we got some targets here. No. Nope. Real juicy targets. Not ones that we want to engage with Mavericks. We want to find, that's a Shilka, a bunch of infantry, gun targets. But I don't see...
Team killer!
Guido 68 killed friendly Mao 5790 with AIM-120C. Well, that was nice of him, I guess. Hey, he's talking about IFF now too. Unfortunately, that happens in these servers. Is either people are being stupid on purpose, or they just don't know. That's not the target I want. I want the SAM site. I know there's going to be a SAM site here. Where are you at, SAM site? Well, all the vehicles seem localized over there. It's got to be hiding amongst them. It's going to be a tracked vehicle, kind of like this BMP, but it's going to have like a box on the back, or a pair of boxes that are the missiles. See, like these are AA trucks or AAA trucks. That's what I'm looking for. Because that has an antenna thing. Oh, look at it. There we go. Sweet, let's make that important. Hey.
Warning, autopilot.
We're at a good distance. Let's go like this. Let's go like this. Let's go like this. We need to get our Mavericks selected. That's our target. Nope. Go back. He just launched a missile at me. Fuck me. Double fuck me. Yeah, I don't think I can land this one, boys. Fuck you, missile. Fuck you. Eject. Well, that was embarrassing. Did I at least hit him with mine? Land or install. I can land it now. That's easy. Just got a Sigger. Oh, look at these things. That's going into the target area that I just shot. There's only 2 of them. Let's watch these go in real quick, because I'm parachuting like down there. See, that's my airplane. That's my wreck. Let's see what these guys are shooting at, because I'm like 95% sure that I just took out that radar thing with that Maverick. But I didn't get a good lock on it. I locked onto the, is this a decoy? I have no idea what this is. It's an AGM 154 Alpha. JSAL, okay. So I imagine this is something that you would want to launch into an area to try to bait out a SAM launch so you can get eyes on where it came from, right? I think that's what that would be for, or is it a bomb? Because it looks like it's guiding in towards a target. Definitely guiding in towards a target. Just deplete SAM ammo. All planes like A10. Oh, okay. Well, what if you're a boss? You just go in. You die like I do. Okay, well, I see definitely. Yeah, where all that stuff just landed. That's where I shot the Maverick, and as you could see, very clearly was still alive. So my Maverick was pointless. Loss of government funds. Will probably be NJP'd, court-martialed, handled accordingly. Joint standoff weapon, GPS guided from an F-18. Nice, that's cool. Oh, it's a bomb. Gotcha. I know, right? That's a pretty view. I've always liked that about DCS. It's gorgeous. Alright, let's get back up into the air. In a non-parachute, yeah. And now that we know that SAM site's done. CDU, oxygen, pitot heat, formation lights, dash lights, dash lights, dash lights, dash lights. Oh yeah. Minecraft Plane Edition. Yeah, well, you know, my issue with games like Microsoft Flight Simulator, right? Like, don't get me wrong, it's a great flight simulator because it does exactly what it tells you it's going to do. It's you're simulating civilian flight, right? And what do you do in civilian flight? You take the safest means necessary. You know, it's all about safety and, you know, all of this other fun stuff. So it's very, very mild. You know, it's not super crazy high intense, pulling G's, shooting guns. No, it's chill out and fly this 747 from LA to San Francisco or whatever, right? And that's like it's fun and zen-like in its own way. But for me, after flying, you know, like an hour and a half long flight from A to B, there's nothing there. You land. There's no like, hey, congratulations, you dropped off passengers. Here's money. Here's XP. Here's, you know, pilot points. Fucking for whatever, right? But that's, you know, again, it was delivering exactly what it promised. It was just a flight simulator. my gosh. Dial 203. Well, I mean, like I said, it's its own beast, and for some people, that's exactly what they want, and that's a challenge in itself. Is being able to fly successfully without, you know, hitting the deck and doing it all smooth and all cool. Like that's like I mean, I feel like the only reason why I'm able to perform flight-wise as decently as I do is because of the hours and hours I've spent on other flight simulators such as Microsoft Flight Simulator, you know, MFSX. Shit, I remember playing Microsoft Flight Simulator 93, man.
Subject traffic, romance, lining up, runway 24.
Left engine started. Start up the right engine. Let's go ahead and load up some some stuff loaded. So let's see what we got in one of these loadouts. Eeny, miny, mo, AGM 65 Deltas. That looks fun. So let's go ALQ that. Let's go ahead and drop some of the fuel to Giggity. 200, 66.
Request
Okay.
refueling.
Keep fueling.
Request rearming. Copy.
Start up with arc and yeah, I mean, you know, some people, they, if that's their thing, man, that's their thing. Like, you get those, up in Boeing, they have those, like, full-on motion cockpits where you can, you know, or where you're going like this in the cockpit, you know, it's moving you around and shit like that. That's fucking nuts. Now, I will say this much. Once I got this triple monitor set up, I started playing iRacing, but without a track IR. And, oh, I believe it, 100K, 11K a month. And my buddy tagged me in a chair for racing games that has like 6 hydraulic Huya things. And for like 10 grand, you can have like a motion chair that's hydraulically run, designed, you know, to work with computer games. It's nuts. Hi, Maxi boy. I bet I bet that dude's like a stockbroker or something nuts like that, making all the monies. So we're
Refueling
just
complete.
waiting on fuel, which we just finished. Turn off our APU, arm the seat, turn on our anti-skid, turn on our taxi lights, turn on those lights are on. Let's uncage our anti-collision lights and turn those on. Am I hyped for the Viper? You know, honestly, I am. I like, I've always liked the Viper, the way it looks. To me, it's kind of iconic as far as like American fighter jets. I think I might get it, but I mean, I'm still on the edge. Yeah, but I mean, it's gonna be like anything, you know. It's gonna be, oops. So I need to load all the things first. Load. You know, once the new thing comes out, all the people who have it are going to want to use it, and then after a while, they're going to be like, I want to go back to this because I like it. Like, I love the A10, you know. I'm going to probably keep flying this thing for a good while, even if I do pick up other stuff, you know. Like, let's say I pick up flying the Harrier, I'm still going to use the A10 as my good old reliable, you know. I don't think it's going to be too capable. Yeah, that's the way Snow said it. You know, it's a different aircraft, but it's the systems that are the same, right? Like, look at this. I got a DSMS page, right? How many other aircraft have something very, very similar? A good amount of them, right? You know, like all of these systems. It's all about that, right? They share a lot of this stuff. So we are aligned. That. Radar altimeter and the EAC, and we are caution lights out. Okay, let's go ahead to the CDU function hack. Set you to 50 so you don't scream at me when I'm taking off and all that other stuff. Turn on our nose wheel steering. Search traffic myth A10C, taxiing runway 244 takeoff. northwestbound departure. Waypoint 8, so let's get that selected. 5, 6, 7, 8. Say the F-35, this is the Joint Strike Fighter, right? The one they keep spending a lot of money on. But that thing should be like, there's like God in the air or something like that. Make sure we're staying on the taxiways. Let's go ahead and hold short runway 24, so that way we're not just running onto the runway. See, like this guy, is he gonna hold short?
Sochi F-18, I'm taking active runway 6. I will be northwestbound departure. I'm climbing 20,000 Sochi.
Yeah, see what he did was he just rolled right onto the runway and said, I'm taking this, instead of stopping and checking for other people, like a certain someone we know. Oh, look at that, small world. And he's up, but I'll wait until he's a little out of the way so I can take the runway. Alright, that's good. Search traffic with A10C, taking runway 24 for takeoff. Make that go away. Flaps down to full. Slow, gently throttle to full. Point straight down the runway. Once we get speed up to about, let's change the
Captain Rockwell comes to waypoint 8.
turn off nose wheel steering.
Captain's Winchester.
Traffic, over 06 coming in for the runway, whatever the fuck, over at break.
Yeah, what that guy said. Rotate 135. Gear is going up. Flaps are going up. Little out a little bit.
It would appear that it would be runway 04.
So to traffic with A10C, clear runway 24, rolling 254 for air. Almost forgot the channel. 254, myth checking. That's crazy. It's bureaucratic stuff that's preventing, you know, that aircraft from going somewhere. That's nuts. Do it, man. Do it. Just know that most of those pilots are, you know, they got college and all that other stuff. So I tried to go into the Army to fly the UH-60 Blackhawk. I watched Blackhawk Down and got super stoked and wanted to fly Blackhawks, and walked into the Army recruiting office, and they basically gave me a bunch of very confusing paperwork and said, yeah, no, it's exactly what you're going to do. Looked at all the paperwork after I had signed it and realized that they were sending me into the infantry. Like, dude, I walked in here saying I want to fly helicopters, and you're sending me to be a ground pounder. It was a slap in the face. So I slapped them back. I walked next door to the Marine Corps recruiters and said, hey, look, the Army's fucking me over. They're sending me into the infantry when I wanted to be a helicopter pilot. And they told me, the Marine Corps told me, like, well, we can't take you as a helicopter pilot. You got glasses, bro. But we can send you to the infantry if that's what you really want. And I said, fuck yeah. Not just to, you know, because it's what I'm going to do, but just because I want you to slap the Army recruiters in the face. My GT score, the general technical skills, is 124, so like the vast majority of MOSs were open to me. I could have done a lot of different things in the infantry, but because the Army wanted to try to fuck me over, I sure showed them. Could you imagine one of those F-35s going down in like a training accident? How much money that just, oof. The training, the time, the equipment, all of it. So we know that this SAM site over here is dead. We watched the JSOW go in and take it out. So the thing that shot us down is dead, and now we're gonna come back. Oh no, there we go. Oh, we froze for half a second. Now we're gonna come back and reap hell and high water with 6 dumb bombs, 2 cluster bombs, and 4 Mavericks, as well as 1 rocket pod. So let's go ahead and check the profiles real quick. Go to Mark 82, CC. Yeah, you know what? No. Yeah. No, we'll just. Yeah. We'll do dumb bomb CCRP. And then CPU 87s. We'll also do CCRP, the constantly calculate. It's either continuously calculated release point or computer calculated release point. I don't can never remember which one. And we're gonna make this so that way we shoot pairs. Alright. Oh, you're good. You're good, Bonkers. I'm happy to have you around, man. Just trying to do what I'm enjoying doing. Putting some hours in the A10, you know. If I'm entertaining enough for you to spend lunch with, then sweet. Glad I'm good for something, right? Alright, so the waypoint is 62 miles. We are at 7,000 feet and climbing, going at about 265 miles per hour-ish. Oh, I sneezed. Hold on, I gotta mute my mic real quick. Oh, it was a big sneeze. I'm sorry. I watched my headset almost fly off during that one. I don't see anybody trying to form up on me, which is cool. That happens every now and then. Let's go ahead and turn on our targeting pod because that needs to warm up. So armor lasers, armor gun, armor or master arm. Start the alignment for our Mavericks so that way those things can start up. We can be aligned to the waypoint up there here. And again, you know, we're going to be able to see it at 40 miles out if we're high enough. And if memory serves, we were up at like 5,000, right? And it wasn't enough to see over this hill. So we're going to go up to like 15,000. See what happens. So where's everyone from? I got 19 people on the channel. It's a lot for me. It's I'm pretty stoked about that. It's pretty awesome. I'm in Southern California, so it's pretty early in the morning for me, but it doesn't dampen my spirits. I saw Denmark from I think is it Maxavoy? And then Bonkers, where are you from, my friend? Probably hands all covered in mayo from a sandwich or whatever he's eating. Running for a napkin. I got this. Always looking around. Mostly because I don't want you guys to think that things are frozen. You know, like all the screen just sits like this for like 5 minutes. You're like, wait, what happened? We have no. But I also don't want to, you know, swing it all over the place and make you guys sick. See, now I could flip these down, right? And have little mirrors. but like, I mean, are they really that useful? Just imagine. I see how they could be. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like it's extra stuff that the video card needs to worry about. So we're gonna pitch down a little bit because we're coming up on 13,000 feet. No. I want to be like right there. And change that to that. Still climbing. We're 45 miles. Let's check and see if our targeting pod. Targeting pod's aligned. Let's go to air to ground mode. Maverick should be aligned too. Yep. So let's tell everything to look at the waypoint. Now let's go like this. Zoom in. 43.8. So just give it a second. There's the smoke. So about, like I said, about 40 miles, we'll start seeing things start showing up. And again, there's a little bit of terrain that's preventing us from seeing down in there, but it's going to be okay this time because we're a lot higher. That AA, or yeah, the SAM site that's down there is done. Check the F10 map. We probably have a couple of friendly guys up there now. Yep. So we got Captain Stone doing work. And what is this? What is that? That's GBU 12. Nice. So we could probably even watch that drop. There it is. This is Captain Stone's GBU 12. Nice, good hit. And being painted by an SA3 off my right wing. Alright. I should probably turn my jammer on. So that way I can, you know, jam things. So. Oh my goodness. Oh, the smoke. Look at you guys been doing work up here. I gotta get in here and get some kills. Speaking of, did I? That last missile? Of course not. I've only died twice. We're good. I won't talk about it. Excuse me. 1 second. Alright. Well, this looks like a nice, good looking cluster of trucks. Right? And the rest of them are on fire. It's a tank, main battle tank. Troop transports, a couple of trucks. Those things can die. Yeah. And those are just the AAA trucks. They're not like scary, but
I'm engaging a two-ship F17966, Angels 32.
what we can do is not get rid of our thing that we want. We want to switch to CBU 87s. Oops. Alright, well, good, because there's infantry down here that I want to kill. So CBU 87s is a great choice for that. All this infantry. They gonna die. So we've got a grip of infantry, small cluster of vehicles on this side. Small cluster of vehicles here. That's a Shilka, right? That has, you know, a ceiling of like 5,000 feet. Same thing as these guys right here. But the Shulk is radar guided, so like it's more of a threat than those other ones. Oh yeah. This thing is still alive. But no fucking way, I thought I watched this die. I swear I watched this die. Alright. It wants to play stupid games by living, so it's gonna win some stupid prizes in the form of a, Actually, you know what? Let's do a Mark B too. Oh, hey, he's, very much still active. So that was what was just shooting at her buddy. So I thought that thing died. It did not.
Fox 318743.
So we're not going to do Mark 82s. We're going to do Mavericks. We're 19 miles. And that thing has better eyes and range than we do.
Air trash, IROC. You got a copy? Affirm, IROC. I got you loud and clear. I'm engaging at 2 ship F5. Cool. Thanks, man. Alright. Splash 1. Going after his buddy.
So, and to remind myself, I have 4 of these. Okay, TGP.
If his buddy was smart, he'd be running right now.
That's the thing that needs to die. And what I'm going to do to make my life a little bit easier, I'm going to make my slew A2, so that way, when I go to remove the Maverick from being slaved onto the targeting pod and start slewing it around, it's not going to go all haywire crazy.
Got him in sight.
I'm starting APU. I want path hold. I want you to angle down a little bit more.
Fox too close. Splash. Splash 2 F5. He got the drop on me. He should have had me on that one. That was bad flying on that number 2 guy. Good thing it was just them stupid F5s. Yeah, he got the merge.
And they say that like it's nothing.
Should have had that one for sure. If that was a real player, I'd be dead.
Warning, autopilot.
So you notice how the radar thing's looking right at me? That's fine. Watch this. It's gonna work for me. Nope, it's not gonna work for the computer. Go back, go back. Just jam 'em. It works. this is Myth over waypoint 8. Be advised the SAMs have been destroyed up there. Yeah, see, I thought that the JSAT would kill that SAM, but no, this guy did. This guy. He's got 2 thumbs and killed that SAM. This guy. Nope. Now we want the pattern one. I don't know why I tried turning autopilot on and then moving. Try to do the opposite. So we no longer have Mavericks, but we do have 2 CBU 87s. So that means we can keep the target caught up on that screen. So we're just getting a little bit of space and elevation, so that way when we loop back around, we can select the target, it'll be to the left of that red smoke, find those infantry, and we'll drop one of these CBU 87s on top of our face. So,
Warning, autopilot.
yeah, that, see, I always mess that up. I always forget that it's on or just muscle right through it. Which, I mean, really, it's not hard to do. So, if it's okay, we can be a little bit on the right of this target. Let's drop point. 10 seconds to pickle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pickle. Let's turn on our. It's not altitude. Altitude Dan heading. Let's watch this guy go in. That's not it. That's it. That's the anti-infantry. So we'll push out. We'll loop back, and that way we can do a battle damage assessment. And take a look. Let's see what else we can drop. So we got 6 dumb bombs after this, and that should be fun because I don't think the rest of the targets down there can really do much. In terms of, fighting back if we're up too high. So this is shooting fish in a barrel now because of the SAM site we took out. Yay! So I mean, if you go into a mission knowing that there's 1, maybe 2 SAM sites that are 2 primary targets that if you take them down, kind of defang a site or an area, you can then just shoot fish in a barrel.
Okay, traffic at 6 Tango on downwind due to a gear failure.
With, anyways, yeah. But yeah, you would just defang a site, and then you could just sit there and pick apart everything else with your guns. Lots of fun. So let's, I think all those infantry are dead.
Camera traffic at 16 returning base.
7, 6, 5. Press and hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Chunk. We're on autopilot. And we're like right at 5,000 feet, so. Now this drops little projectiles that do that. So now, I'm pretty sure that, again, that's more of an anti-infantry weapon. Now let's pick apart some of these harder targets with dumb bombs. Let's do some dumb bombing. Let me get a little bit of elevation now. Just let's go to like 7,500. Guns on the bombers. They're so far away though. More miles. One day, for you DNS, one day I will. Hey, I killed an F5 and I was very proud of it the other day in an A10 with an AM9. And it was funny because it was Buddy came right after, his buddy showed up right after I shot his buddy down, and was doing my usual loop-de-loops around in canyons, and we're just, you know, trying to go evasive in canyons. And I looked over my shoulder, I saw a plume of smoke, and looped back around, and sure as shit, the enemy AI had flown right into the side of the mountain. So now I did something right. But I can't call that my kill because I never shot anything at him because he was most definitely on my ass. But I mean, I guess I zigged when he should have zagged. So let's go ahead and turn. Again, we're going to be doing some CCRP with dumb bombs, so this should be entertaining. Let's see how not proficient I am at this. I joke. I'm no expert. I just dabble. As you can very clearly see. So let's find a target that isn't dead. Let's start with something easy, right? Let's start with this fuel truck. That should be pretty easy to hit. Point target, save everything to that. We're dropping singles. Alright. So, line up.
Focus. Dodge 2-1.
Straight.
Request picture.
I know, and there's like a perfectly acceptable main battle tank just to the left of it. It's like those are the SU, those are the MiGs, or the, yep. And they're like 100 miles away.
Dodge 2-1. Request bogey dope.
21 seconds to release. Trying to do this without autopilot. 6. Press and hold on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's follow that in. See how well I did, boys. Good enough for government work? Good enough for government work. He's smoking. Alright, no smoking. And we saw a friendly A10 dropping some bombs. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. No, that's a F-18. Doing some work. God's work. We have an F5 bearing 060. It's off our left wing at 50 miles, heading 279 off our right wing. We might get another air-to-air altercation. I better this F5 gets up too close and I'm still fat with bombs, that's not going to make for a good day for me. What am I doing on fuel? Alright.
Buddy Spike at F-18, 2,500.
What we're looking for is... CCIP. I'm trying to get that red smoke. Come on. Come on. Come on. Pick one. Hey, look at that. That was a good hit. So we got four Mark 82s left. So let's go ahead and climb out. Again, we want to stay above 5,000 feet above the ground because that's the AAA kind of end of their reach is 5,000 feet. And I think the F5 still hover around 50 miles, so I think we'll be alright. It got quiet. Turn that music back on. Five miles and extending. We wanna get out a little bit further, give us a little more time to pick a good target. Let's check our F10 map again. There's our F18, bro.
Dodge 2-1. Taxi to parking area.
Let's see. Oh my goodness, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. And I don't feel tired at all. Yay. Not bad for having 8 hours of sleep in the last 48 hours. Want to pitch down, want to pitch this way.
Marco, Dodge 2-1. Request rejoin.
Good bonkers. We're coming up on some targets here. So I haven't played with the A10C in a while. Streams make me think of loading it up, but I've forgotten everything out. Oh, there's so much. There really is, but like it's a lot of fun. Like it's relatively intuitive, you know, like once you figure out, oh, if I do this and I do this, then this happens, you know. And it's pretty reliable. I like the sensor pods, I like the targeting pods. Here we go. Ripple pairs on that. Right there, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, chunk. Let's turn that on, let's watch these guys go down. That's not mine. There's mine, what are these? These beauties. Some vehicles right here in these trees. Oh, that's gonna get them too. I think I got all of them. That was cool. I didn't. I missed that guy right there. Well, not today. Not today.
Warning, autopilot.
What am I doing? I need to extend out a little bit. I need to come in a little bit shallower from a further distance away and not super steep from up high, because if I come in from up top and there's still a Shilka down there, I drop 2,000 feet elevation, that Shilka is shooting at me. Whereas if I come in from a couple miles away, you know, a mile is what, 5,200 tomatoes. 5 tomatoes, 5280. Yeah. Some fucking stupid number. I believe in the metric system. It makes so much more sense. Why do I choose to play on the TTI server rather than the blue flag? That's a good question. I didn't know that the ping on the servers were glitched, so when I started picking servers and favoriting them, I was doing it based off of ping. I live in Southern California, so there are a handful of servers that they have based in like San Diego and LA area. And so for me, the ping is really, really good. I haven't played on the blue flag server. I haven't, you know, I don't know if that's any different than the Through the Inferno. I like the Through the Inferno server because of just like the mission that it's got, you know, the Through the Inferno mission, where it's a dynamic PVE thing. You know, at the end of the day, I like numbers and stats and stuff like that. So the fact that I can go like this and look and say, hey, I've killed 83 things and died twice, I just think that's kind of cool, you know. The blue flag is PvE and PvP. That's another thing I'm kind of worried about is, you know, like, because I've tried 104th, right? And all it was just a handful of 104th guys on the red side, and they were just farming everybody who was coming in there. So I felt like they were just seal clubbing, and I was like, you know what? I'm all good on that. Couple of gun runs on some of these targets. Blue flags, oh, server where teamwork shines. Okay. And you know, I'm very open to that kind of stuff. Honestly, during the day, you know, this is 4 o'clock in the morning for me here. So during the day when I'm on the Through the Inferno servers, like typically there's 30 or 40 people on. 40 on like a really busy day, but pretty average to see 20 or 30. And so it's pretty populated. Not necessarily saying that all of those people are, you know, committed to the cause, so to speak. Maybe there might be a couple of new bros that are guns that are still figuring things out, and maybe they realize that they saw PvE, and that's kind of why I did it. It's a little to the left, a little to the left, right there. A little more to the left. to. I had to.
Pull up, pull up.
For the camera. The freedom farts, yes sir. Meow. Meow. Sorry, I was looking behind me with the my other monitor. So I run a triple monitor setup with Track IR, and I cannot say how much I love it. You know, it is amazing. You know, just the amount of visibility I can get. I'm running 5760 by 1080 for resolution, and it's just awesome for visibility. And surprisingly inexpensive too. Each one of these monitors was like $110, and then the stand was $100. So for, you know, after taxes, about 450, 475. You know, I have 6 feet wide, basically monitor, 6 feet of monitor, 3 24-inch monitors. It's pretty amazing. It was something I put together after my disability came through after 5 years of fighting with the VA for it. That was fun. Not really. If I were to put some more guns into that red smoke there it is. Because at this point, that smoke's probably getting pretty close to just being on infantry that's hiding in the trees and shit. So we'll push up. You know, I wouldn't mind. Hey, big buckle eye boy. Or big buckeye boy. What's up? I wouldn't mind if I did awful. It wouldn't bother me, because if I'm having fun and not ruining anybody else's day by having fun, then I'm all about it, you know?
Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up.
Alright. So we are officially Winchester. Let's take a look, see how far Sochi is. It's 80 miles or something like that. Yeah, I know, I'm showing off for the corpses. What is this? What am I listening to? Again. Ugh. But then we come up on these songs. I remember hearing this yesterday. Okay, for real? You need to stop that. That might be a little more serious. That is very serious.
Pull up,
this is
pull up.
A10C over checkpoint 8. I am integrated with 2 mid-23s or tangled with need a cap ASAP. Oscar Mike back to Sochi as quick as possible. Oh, this just got exciting.
Pull up, pull up.
Dodge that one. There he is. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh, I lost him.
Pull up, pull up.
hear a tone, but I don't think that's him. Why do I hear a tone? Well, I mean, I know why, but fuck, guys. 254, this is Myth, over at waypoint 8 on Oscar Mike to Sochi.
Pull up, pull up.
Flying with 2 MiG-23s. I have gone full evasive on the deck, dodged at least 1 missile, MiG-2 hopefully.
Pull up, pull up.
There he is. There he is.
Pull up, pull up.
Focus.
Pull up, pull
Dodge
up.
2-1. Request bogey
There
dope.
we go. Any station, this is Myth. Any station, this is Myth on 254. I am over by waypoint 2. I need immediate cap. I am going
up,
full
pull
evasive
up.
on 2 MiG-23s.
Hello, this is any station. Who are
Pull
calling?
up,
Who is
pull
calling
up.
any station?
Yeah, I need cap now.
Yeah, you might want to ask for that on 254 though.
Just did smart one. You want to be a
Pull
smart
up,
ass with me?
pull up.
Be a smart ass right back. Hey man, I take it. At this point, it's better than what I got, which is a pair of AIM 9s and an A10. I mean, I'm not doing myself any favors by just going straight.
Pull up, pull up.
.032 at 7 miles. So 100 degrees that way. It's going away. I'm
Rifle,
confused.
times 2, weapon 13.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know where
Pull
they
up,
went.
pull up.
But I'm still gonna go back this way because I need to make my way back to Sochi. I'm ready to engage if I have to.
Pull up, pull up.
But hey, I dodged 2 air-to-air missiles, guys. I did it. I applied the same theories that I applied to the SAM missiles, which is turn 90 degrees while countermeasures are going, and hopefully you should fool that launch. Hopefully. 032 at 10 miles, heading 127. So I think he just looped back around. He's at 5,000 feet. And for whatever reason, my turret pod, he just reset. That's what I want. To be able to see Sochi. So 11 miles. Okay, so now he's definitely going my direction. He's at 034. So he's back there somewhere. Come on, let's play in the canyon. You and me, buddy.
Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up.
This wants to pull lead, yeah.
Pull up, pull up.
trying to get in front of you. I'm putting some distance in between me and him, though. So he's probably tangling. Do I have a friend up there? Do I have a friend?
Iraq, are you on 124?
I do. I have 3 friends up there.
Yeah, I copy
All right.
that. It's air trash. I gotta get going. I'm gonna go walk my dog. I'll be flying later. Take care, man.
That is me.
Yep,
I'm almost
you
on the
do
coast.
same. Thanks, man.
Sweet. Didn't realize how close I was to the coast. So yeah, I think we have 3 friendly cap support up there. So I kind of freaked out a little bit on the radios for nothing. Story of my life. But hey, this time I didn't die. Actually, I had every right to freak out. I dodged 2 missiles, where normally I would have died in that situation. Yes, I am alive. That's what counts.
Pull up, pull up.
Yeah.
Pull up, pull up.
Let's see. Big metal pillar towers.
Pull up, pull up.
Hi.
Pull
Welcome
up,
everyone
pull up.
to my stream. Yeah, no, I mean, I'll take an ashtray. I've been yelled at before, man. I'll take an ashtray all day. Whatever. Alright. So I think we're good to go ahead and put that away. Alright, put a little A10 thing, so because it's not going to help us. We are nice and low to the ground. Well, lowish. On our way to Sochi. I'd like to welcome everyone to my stream. I apologize for coming up on the end of it. I think once I land, I'm going to call it. It's pretty early in the morning. But hey, I saw 21 people in the chat. That's the highest number I've ever seen in my Twitch chat, which is pretty cool. So, appreciate that, guys. Thanks for spending some time with me. It's not like I've ever been afraid to speak in front of groups. You know, as a combat instructor, taught lots and lots of students all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah, it's different, you know. I mean, again, I'm no expert by any means. I just dabble. I'm here to have fun, and you know, if I can learn a few things while I'm at it, and maybe do this a little bit more proper, like, then hey, I'm all about that. Because I don't want to be that guy that just goes, you know, you just push the thing and the thing, just the thing and the thing, and we're good, right? And people look at you like you're just incompetent. And, you know, I try not to be willfully ignorant, you know. If there's something I don't know, I'm gonna ask. I'll find out what it is. What I'm gonna do. What is it? Can't touch it. How dare I, right? How? Some people's kids. You know what I'm saying? To altitude. Heading hold. We are technically at, what is that, pattern altitude, right? 1,500 feet? I thought everybody that was on DCS was like, you know, a former fighter pilot that, you know, with like 20 years of jet experience and whatnot. Oh, and they also flew, you know, they're test pilots. Actually, no, fun fact about my family's military history. So, both of my grandfathers fought in World War II, and one was one was an army, and one was in the army, stationed at Pearl Harbor when it got hit. One was in the Navy, stationed at Pearl Harbor when it got hit. And then my grandfather that was in the army, his sister was in the Air Force as one of the first female test pilots for the U.S. Air Force. So I thought that was kind of a cool little bit of military history in my family. Got a grandpa in the Army, grandpa in the Navy, so I figured, fuck it, might as well just be in the Marines, better than both of them. I need this music playing when these SU-33s are on my ass and I'm screaming like a girl. And you know, that's totally cool too, man. It's a really big world and there's billions upon billions of people and, you know, everybody does their own thing. And you know, believe it or not, when I was a kid, I wanted to go to military school, but my parents, they saw how much that shit cost, and they're like, yeah, no, you're good. The uniforms and all that other stuff. I don't think it would have done anything for me except for piss me off. Two guys in the military, oof, both killed in action. Well, it's not a safe job. You know, they don't promise you're always going to come back. Sorry for her losses as well, by the way. It's never a fun time, but that's horrible, Dunwall. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, Marine Corps was at least boot camp was a whole lot of marching, you know, that's basically all that was. Oh, very well then, carry on. Yeah, boot camp was just a bunch of drill and basic knowledge. Like, I got my hands on the boot camp knowledge. It was like the guidebook for Marines or whatever it was. And I read that thing cover to cover a couple times before I went to boot camp. And I'm an auditory learner. I learn mostly by hearing. And it's really important to help, you know, to identify your best way of learning. You learn best by hearing, reading, seeing, doing, things like that, right? So I learn best by hearing it. So what I would do is I would read aloud to myself and, you know, kind of hear myself read the things aloud. And so, like, I taught myself how to do basic land navigation through the guidebook for Marines. I taught myself, you know, military's customs courtesies. I knew the Uniform Code of Military Justice, like several of the orders, the military regulations, like all of that stuff, just top of my head, off by heart. I thought I would show it off in boot camp, and it did nothing but get me onto the quarterdeck and get hazed for just trying to be a smart ass. I was just like, I'm just trying to help. Yeah, they don't like people, you know. The nail that sticks out gets hit with the hammer, right? You know, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. So if you're that guy who's slow, yeah, no, that was one of my issues. Couldn't. Yeah, well, I learned how to shut up, that's for sure. But I was also a physically fit guy at the time. You know, I was running cross country and all that fun stuff. And so when we started doing all of our PT and runs and whatnot in boot camp, I was miles ahead of everybody, almost literally, to the point where the drill instructors, like, for the runs, you know, they have to have a guy out in front of the run to kind of lead the pack. And if we're doing our physical fitness test, it's an evaluation, right? You don't want to slow yourself down, you want to run as fast as you can. So you do a 3-mile run, and what the drill instructors would do is they would run about a quarter of a mile, and then they would switch off like behind a bush, and another drill instructor would run the next quarter mile. So they would run that as fast as they could. Yeah, I was on their heels the entire time. The first come around the first corner, I watched one drill instructor dip behind a bush and another drill instructor pop out, and I was like, these motherfuckers are running a relay. Okay, all right, I got you. Started catching up with the second one. I was right there when the third one rotated over. Oh, it was amazing, because once I started to pass him, it was one of my drill instructors, and he looked at me, he was like, Jordan, keep going. I was like, well, I'm not gonna stop, sir. Well, I didn't say that, you know, it's kind of what I thought. Never talk back to a drill instructor. it's always funny to hear those kids who are like, yeah, I would never let a drill instructors do that to me. Yeah, you say that. You say that. You wait until you get one in your face. I watched the movie Full Metal Jacket a bunch before I went to boot camp to get myself all jazzed up for boot camp, and I gotta say that it's close, you know, so as far as like the demeanor and the mentality of the drill instructors, because Harley Emery was a drill instructor in the Marine Corps, and you know he brought that experience to the movie. I don't know all the history behind all that stuff, but I know he ad-libbed most of his lines, which I'm pretty sure was just stuff that he had, you know, used many a times while he was a drill instructor. You know, we have all these little idioms. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Man, it's such a shame that he died too. I was so close to getting a chance to meet him because, like I said, he was a drill instructor, and I know a handful of guys who became drill instructors, and they're part of a drill instructor organization who Harley Emery was a part of, and of course him being, you know, an actor and big name, we'd always get asked to come and speak at like big, you know, like Marine Corps balls, but this drill instructor community, they had an event down in San Diego, and I had a buddy of mine who was a San Diego police officer, and he was going to go, but he got called into work, and so he had to cancel, and I wasn't about to show up by myself, because that would have been, you know, I'm not a drill instructor, I was a combat instructor. I got in the Marines after boot camp, taught them basic, you know, fundamental Marine Corps rifles, or fundamental infantry tactics, techniques, and procedures is what I taught to non-infantry
Warning,
personnel in the
autopilot.
Marine Corps. I did that for my last 3 years I was in.
Dodge 2-1. Taxi to parking area.
Pull up, pull up.
Do roll 251. Sochi traffic myth A10C, turning final runway 06. Little short notice, and I need to turn off my guns. Let's turn all that off. Not onto training, we want off. Flaps down to full. This music's making it interesting. So we want to point this little guy, this little velocity vector airplane-y thingy. I keep forgetting what that's called. Point that at the numbers on the runway that you want to land on. It's exactly what it is. So I just went on to a website that gives me a list of videos that, or not videos, but music songs
Altitude,
that are
altitude.
copyright claim free, so that way I can't have someone go, hey, he's stealing my music, because it's copyright claim free, right?
Cruise traffic, over 216 coming for the overhead brake, runway 04.
Nice and soft, gentle. Thank you. I think I came in a little too slow, and I was gliding a little bit there at the very end, for too long, I think. But you know, otherwise, I'm not gonna complain. I'm getting better. I'm gonna roll this out a little bit to the next taxiway. Oh my god, we go from Kerbal Space Program to like marching music. Oh my god. I'm sorry, Dunball. I know you're getting flashbacks from your military school and all right now. Just walking around hot parade decks, 30-inch steps.
Come, 6 in the brake.
Search traffic myth A10C, clear of runway 06, taxi in the parking area. Oh yeah, absolutely. I forgot that second part there, that if you could walk away with the airframe afterwards is a great landing, yeah. I always heard that if you could walk away from it, it's a good landing. But the last part, that's also important too. Because I fly a lot of RC airplanes, and it's kind of the same rules apply. If you can get that little airplane airborne again, then it was a good landing before.
This traffic, Captain, distinguish your coordinates inbound, 30 miles to the northwest.
Alright, well I want to thank everyone for joining me. I think I'm going to call it. I can go ahead and... That's why I was slowing down a lot. Yup. Air brakes were at like 50%. Whoops. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Bonkers, thank you. Dunball, thank you. All of you guys, I really appreciate it. Yeah, no worries, anytime. I don't really have any official streaming schedule, but I'm gonna try to get out as much content as I can to figure stuff out. Still a learning process here, so thank you guys. You guys have a good rest of your night.